Chase and Sanborn present Major Edward Bowes' original amateur hour. Our honor city this week is Bridgeport, Connecticut. And tonight, if you live in or near Bridgeport, you can vote for your favorite amateur by telephone. Just call Bridgeport 2-1122, and a special Chase and Sanborn operator right in Bridgeport will take your vote. In or near New York City, as always, the number is Murray Hill 89933. Elsewhere, vote by a letter or postcard addressed to Chase and Sanborn in care of your own station. And please remember this. There's nothing more refreshing these hot days than Chase and Sanborn coffee, iced. Try it. It's a superb blend of the world's choicest coffees and is very economical in price. We now present Major Edward Bowes and his original amateur hour. Major?
Good evening, friends. A-spinning goes the weekly Wheel of Fortune. Around, around she goes, and where she stops, nobody knows. Our first aspirant is Danny Slick. Danny Slick from Superior, Wisconsin, bass singer. How old are you?
16 years old, Major.
I see.
I wanted to earn money to help my father. He's a railroad man, but was disabled 6 years ago.
Mm-hmm. How tall are you, Danny?
6 foot, 3.5 inches.
Have you attained your full height, do you think, or are you still growing?
Well, I only grew a half inch in the last year, so I think I'm about at the end of my rope. Although they do say we continue growing till we're 19.
Mm-hmm. Have you done any work?
Not much. I was a golf caddy, but I was a flop at that.
In what way?
Well, they were a crabby lot of members, and I lost a ball on the fairway once.
Well, you know, that must have been the same golf course where I lost a bag of clubs on the putting green. At any rate, I'll stick to my story, Danny. You stick to yours. What selection?
The big bass viol.
Big bass viol. Danny Slick.
There once lived a man in the town of Missoula. His name was Augustus Miles. He was known miles around as a Lollapalooza at playing the big bass viol. And every night when his work was done, you'd hear him playing zoom, zoom, zoom. And o'er his face there comes a smile as he plays this tune on his big bass viol. Zoom, 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 sounds forth his big bass viol. Zoom, 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 he plays it all the while. There's ne'er a lute nor harp or flute with tones so soft or mild as the zoom, 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 zoom that he plays on his big bass viol. That he plays on his big bass viol. That he plays on his big bass viol.
Danny Slick, 16 years old, Superior, Wisconsin. Not unlike the successive moves on a checkerboard, we shift about the country each week in the selection of our honor cities. Tonight we journey to New England, and coincidentally our salute and the 100th birthday of Bridgeport, Connecticut occur simultaneously. Tonight begins their old home week celebration. Few cities may claim credit for such a diversified line of industry as Bridgeport. Sewing machines and valves, firearms, heating and electrical apparatus, phonographs, chains, brass, typewriters, drugs, airplanes. No matter in what part of the globe you may find yourself, you're bound to discover some article on sale stamped Made in Bridgeport. Bridgeport, industrial leader, is also called the Park City. Skirting the seawall for 2.5 miles and looking out over Long Island Sound, which at this point is 14 miles wide, is the famous Seaside Park. Through the foresight and generosity of the fabulous P.T. Barnum, much of the valuable waterfront was early acquired by the city. Within the short expanse of 100 years, from a trading post on a strip of land with a view of the sea to a great industrial center with a magnificent harbor, that is the history of Bridgeport. Open house is the order of the day, every day this summer, a continuous round of pleasure. Visitors may be assured of a warm welcome, for Bridgeport is on parade. And from our honor city come Eunice and Al Emmons, Bridgeport vocal duo, ukulele. Brother and sister, I suppose. Either one of you married?
Yes, I'm married 5 months.
Still on your honeymoon. How about you, Al?
No, I can't seem to find a girl to suit me.
You know, Al, I know just how you feel. We poor men certainly do have a tough time of it. What's your father do?
He's a butcher, and we both punch clocks here in big factories up in Bridgeport.
I see.
My husband promised me a brand new outfit if I made the grade tonight. He's proud of me.
And you're proud of him, of course. What are you going to sing?
We'd like to do a number that we made up ourselves. You get rhythm, too.
I sometimes think I already have it.
And then we'd like to do Tiger Rag, imitating instruments. It's comical, Major.
I see. All right, let's have it.
We've got rhythm, we've got music. Rhythm and music never make us blue. Woo, woo. We've got just what it takes when we hear those red-hot breaks to start to swing and sing a thing or two. When we hear the strains of our favorite melody, whether we are up in Maine or down in California, if we're on the street, we tap our feet. If we're in the house, we shout. Just remember to shake a leg and you'll never be carried out. Grab a cornet or a sax, try to play one tune. If you keep on trying, there's no denying you get rhythm soon. Wa la 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 la, wa la 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 lee, wa la 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 la, wa la 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 lee. Bum, dee bee bum, dee bee 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 bum, dee bee 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 bum, dee bum bee bum, dee bee bum, dee bee 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 bum, dee bee bee bum. Hold that tiger, 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 right. Lolly, 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 lolly. Hold that tiger, hold that tiger, hold that tiger, right.
Eunice and Al Emmons, brother and sister from Bridgeport, Connecticut. And the telephone in Bridgeport is 21122, New York, Murray Hill 8, 9933. And Catherine Maloney from Boston, sings Visitati. What do you do, Miss Maloney?
I'm just a housewife. I have a child 5 years old. I live in Wakefield. That's a town about 10 miles outside of Boston.
Mm-hmm. Were you employed prior to your marriage?
Yes, I worked in the underwriting department of a large insurance company.
I see. You're staying in New York now?
Just visiting. I hope to sing in your program.
Oh, I see. All right, Visitati. Catherine Maloney from Boston. Have you talent? Would you like to be on this program? Try it. We'd be glad to have you. Just write a letter from New York or its vicinity giving full particulars. And here's the report of last week's voting. From Dayton, the Honor City, Harriet Durth, singer, 14 years old, 4 octaves, and a super voice. She appears with a unit in Dayton opening Friday. Margaret Henning, violin impersonator. Carol Dunbar, school teacher, character and personality there. Dayton's proud of her own. Then leading the band came Billy Bernice Winningham, singer and dancer with lightning speed. Max Samuels, who sang a Hebrew chant of his own composition. The 4 harmonica aces, but 10 in number, New York City champions, harmonica troubadours is really their title. They officiate at the openings of swimming pools and in parks and other civic ceremonies of the Mayor LaGuardia, Commissioner Moses projects. Homer Lasher, watch repairer from Pennsylvania, ultra-high tenor voice, was called by the Chicago Theater in Chicago and opened there on Friday. If ever a boy needed work, he did. Adam Michelson and Anthony Lusber, violin and accordion duo, they created a somewhat unexpected furor, and that was an excellent example of the unpredictable human element in these programs. The excitement of the vast audience, seen and unseen, the realization that at last has come the moment so long and so wishfully sought, plays tricks with the nerves of our amateurs. It's the mental hazard, to use a golf term, and it may cause them to fall below their possibilities, or, just as often, to rise far above our expectations. A season in one of our units, however, gives them the necessary self-confidence. Then came Sigmund Swerzinski, desperate to make good for the sake of his beautiful wife, Julia Zotto, lyric soprano, who sang with fine art. And next Sunday night, we salute Youngstown, Ohio. Now comes Leo Day from Cleveland, Ohio. Application says, I play a musical saw, and I have you to thank, Major Bose, for all my good luck, and I want to play It's a Sin to Tell a Lie. In what way do you think I brought you good luck?
Well, I came to New York a year ago with $2 in my pocket.
Now. Just back a little bit. Yeah, that's it.
I came to New York a year ago with $2 in my pocket. I brought my saw along to play on your radio program.
Go ahead now. Don't be so nervous.
Well, I brought my saw along to play on your radio.
Why didn't you play then? What happened?
Well, You were mighty nice to me. You told me that I wasn't ready yet. I don't think I'm ready now.
Well,
well, then you told me I wasn't ready yet, and I better study some more.
I see. Well, don't you be nervous now. We're all your friends, and we're all nervous, too. We were up there. Well, what did you do that? Did you go and study?
Well, I didn't feel so good about it after telling everybody at home that when I'd come to New York, I'd knock them dead. So I was ashamed to go back. So I looked around and got me a job.
Mm-hmm. What job?
Well, I'm a baker by trade, and ever since then I'm baking steady for one of the largest restaurant chains in New York. I've been sending money home to the folks, and I got my brother a job, and now I'm going back home on a 2 weeks vacation with pay. What do you know about that?
Well, I think you owe it to yourself and to nobody else.
Well, even so, I kept on practicing my song. Now that I'm playing here tonight, I can go back home, and I believe I can feel like a hero now.
A hero.
And I told everybody back home that I'm going to play for you. And, well, now I'm doing it.
Well, all right, better late than never. Sit down in your chair and take your musical saw, and It's a Sin to Tell a Lie as a number. What a nice personality this boy has. Leo Day from Cleveland, Ohio, and Cleveland can be well proud of him. He's a fine, handsome boy with fine character, I'm sure. Fred Candan is next. Fred Candan, K-A-N-D-A-N. Do you go to school, Fred?
I recently graduated from high school, Major.
I see. Do you work?
No, not yet.
Right into the microphone. Have you studied music?
No, I haven't studied
What
music.
would you like to sing?
I'd like to sing Twilight on a Trail.
All right, let's have it. Fred Candan.
When it's twilight on the trail and I jog along, the world is like a dream and the ripple of the stream is my song.
Fred, I'm afraid you're not quite ready yet either. Pretty young. Have to study a little bit. Nice boy, but takes a little more study, a little more practice. Lois Benner, B-E-N-N-E-R, Lois Benner, Glendale, Long Island, tap dancing, singing, Rhythm Saved the World, and Bye Bye Blues. How old are you, Lois?
I'm 16, Major.
16. Now, which is your specialty, singing or dancing or both?
Well, if one girl on your program hadn't already said it, I would say singing fair and dancing excellent.
Well, Lois, at least it gives us an idea.
For 7 long years, I've educated my feet.
Hot dogs. Let her go. 7 years. All right.
At the Battle of Bunker Hill, all the men were tied until the drum and fife gave them new life. And rhythm saved the world. Back in France not so long ago, all the men were feeling low. The drummer man struck up the band, and rhythm saved the world. You'll find music wherever history's concerned. Nero fiddled while Rome was being burned. If the truth you're looking for, you'll find Rizmo's 24. Drum and fife gave them new life. Drummer man struck up the band. Trumpet blow beat Jericho, and rhythm saved the world.
The girl. Very graceful. That's a pirouette. She's continuing. Still pirouetting. Lois Benner, tap dancer, Glendale, Long Island. Our greetings to the Post Telegram, the Times Star, and to the Herald in Bridgeport. And our greetings and felicitations to the New York State Food Merchants Association, whose annual convention opens in New York City tomorrow. Mayor Jasper McLevy of Bridgeport and a party of friends are present in our studio tonight. We're glad to have him, and I should like at this time to compliment Bridgeport and its neighboring towns on the quality of talent they've produced. From there has come many outstanding young artists during the past year. The telegram just came from Decatur, Indiana, celebrating its centennial, and the telegram states that our program this evening is being listened to over a giant public address system by 20,000 people in the open air. Here's the first telephone bulletin. Has just come in. Danny Slick, the 16-year-old, 6'1.5" boy, 907 votes. 3.5 it is, isn't it? Eunice and Al Emmons from Bridgeport, 2569. Catherine Maloney, dramatic soprano, 302. And there's a deluge of votes for Leo Day. Can't be tabulated yet. Get him in the next bulletin. Looks as though Eunice Emmons is going to get that outfit from her proud husband just the same. And here's Harmon Hyde, Woodbury, Connecticut. Harmon Hyde. How old are you, Harmon?
I'm 18, Major.
You work?
Well, this is my first job. I'm a gas dispenser.
Your first job? My, I had several jobs before I became a gas dispenser. But I like it. Great, isn't it?
Yes.
I see. What's on your mind for the future?
Well, I intend very definitely to go in the stage or motion pictures.
Well, I think you're the type. What's your song?
My song is the Song of the Wanderer.
The Wanderer. And,
Major, for a year I've hoped and planned for this chance, and, well, today's my birthday.
Harmon Hyde, Woodbury, Connecticut, The Wanderer.
Oh,
are so dusty, dear, days are so long. My feet grow dusty, dear, just a wandering on. All the world's a mockery, even Christmas laugh at me, 'cause I'm such a fool to be longing for you. Where shall I go when I go, where I go? Since you have sent me away, what shall I do when I do what I do? When you just haunt me all day, where can I find what I found when I first met you? You were unkind, but I simply can't forget you. Where shall I go when I go, where I go? Since you have sent me away.
All right, Harmon Hyde. The telephone, Bridgeport 21122, New York, Murray Hill 8, 9933. Summer, beautiful summer, with its vacationing and outdoor sports, has its drawbacks just as every rose has its thorns. We dread those hot days, wilting, enervating days, days when it's mighty hard to be comfortable. But more and more people are finding a way of keeping themselves cool and refreshed. A frequent glassful of delicious iced coffee, properly made, it's the ideal summer drink. And concerning the important business of making it properly, I commend the advice of Charlie O'Connor, acting in the place and stead of our vacationing Graham McNamee.
Thank you, Major. It is important to make iced coffee properly, and it's easy, too. Simply be sure to allow for dilution by the ice. In other words, make your coffee somewhat stronger than usual, and always use a blend that is extra rich in flavor. And the blend that has the delicious, full-bodied goodness you need is Chasen Sanborn coffee. It's unusually rich in flavor because it's blended from the choicest coffees in the world. And you get this superb blend at the peak of its goodness, for Chasen Sanborn dated coffee is guaranteed fresh by our dating plan and rapid delivery system. There's no danger of flat, stale, rancid taste. With dating and rapid delivery, Chasen Sanborn dated coffee doesn't need a high-priced container. Instead, we use an inexpensive paper dated bag, and you get the saving. And now you get a double saving. Due to increased sales and resulting economies, this superb blend can now be sold at the lowest price in its history. Buy a bag of Chasen Sanborn dated coffee tomorrow. We continue the Major Bowes Amateur Hour presented by Chasen Sanborn. Major?
Okay, Charlie. Wichita Lions Quartet. There's 5 of them, but one is at the piano. I suppose that's Wichita, Kansas.
Yes, sir, that's right, Major.
What are you boys doing in New York?
We sang in the International Lions Club Quartet contest in Providence last week.
Where'd you finish?
4th place, Major.
How do you feel about that?
Oh, well, we're not complaining, but of course we feel that Old Man Luck has a lot to do with contests of any kind.
Well, isn't contests of that sort entirely a matter of singing?
Well, not exactly. You see, the selection is assigned arbitrarily, and the song assigned to us was one that didn't fit our balance as well as some other numbers might have.
Mm-hmm.
But we're not complaining.
That's right. I noticed that. Did you ever sing in any other contest?
Yes, last year in Mexico City. We placed second there.
Second to whom?
The Denver Lions Club Quartet.
Well, I'll promise you right now that you'll come out first of all the quartets in this program tonight.
Thank you, Major.
What's your selection?
A part of two selections, Major, if you please. The Song of Fellowship and the Star.
All right. Can't hold a pianist back with Emil going out to California. All right. Let's have it.
Here's to the gang that sits around and sings. Here's to my gang and yours and yours. Here's to the gang that laughs aloud for joy. Here's to your gang and ours. Here's to the comradeship of men and the song for the weary hours. Oh, here's to the fellowship of man. Here's to my gang and yours.
Now the Star. Fine, handsome boys they are.
Watching the mother skies, watching the mother skies, where thine elder sisters be, where thine elder sisters be. Would I were hem, would I were hem, with all its eyes on thee. With all its
All right, Wichita Lions Club Quartet. Mildred Ordner, O-R-D-N-E-R. Mildred Ordner, Stratford, Connecticut. Yodeler. How old are you, Mildred?
I'm 17 years old, Major.
17. And what did your father do?
He's a fireman.
Uh-huh. Where did you learn yodeling?
I just picked it up by myself. And by the way, Major, when I left Stratford, I had a bad case of laryngitis. When I got to the studio, scared it right out of me.
I should hang out a shingle. Laryngitis, scare her outer. What do you want to yodel?
I'm going to do a bunch of yodels of my own,
That
Major.
sounds like a song title, just a bunch of yodels of my own. All right. We've named it.
Oh, we captivate the ladies with that yodel-dee-dee. Oh, da-dee-dee, da-dee-da-dee-dee. And with him it's a Hades with that yodel-dee-dee. Oh, da-dee-dee, da-dee-dee. Every time he sees a flapper, he gets have an awful thrill. Oh, he thinks about about your dinner, and he always pays the bill when that yodelay, yodelay, day, day, dee, dee, yodelay, yodelay, ah, dee, yodelay, yodelay, dee, dee, yodelay, yodelay, dee, yodelay. Every time he sees up my first, he gives off an awful thrill. Oh, he thinks about your dinner, and he always pays the bill when that yodelay, yodelay, oh, the yodelay, the yodelay, the yodelay, the yodelay, 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 the yodelay, the yodelay, the yodelay, 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 funny, yodelay, 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 yodelay.
Mildred Ordner, O-R-D-N-E-R, pretty little blonde girl, Stratford, Connecticut, and the telephone is Bridgeport 2-1122 in New York, Murray Hill 8-9933, and the beautiful floral decoration on the stage is composed of Bridgeport-grown flowers with the compliments of the Bridgeport Florist Association, and we appreciate them very much. William Schuster, baritone, Newark, New Jersey. What do you do, William?
I'm a sheet metal worker. I make metal cabinets and things of that sort.
I see. How long you've studied music?
3 years, Major.
And what would you like to sing?
Airy 2.
From Verdi's Masked Ball. All right, go to it.
Airy 2, che macchiavi quell'anima, la delizia dell'anima mia, che m'affidi ed un tratto esecrabile, l'universo affelleni per me, affelleni per me. O dolcezze perdute, o memorie d'un amplesso che les irredia, quando Amelia si bello si candida sul mio seno brillava d'amor. O dolcezze perdute, o speranze d'amor, d'amor, d'amor.
All right. William Schuster, metal cabinet maker from Newark, New Jersey, William Schuster. George Wedberg, W-E-D-B-E-R-G, from Bridgeport, Connecticut, an honor city boy, pianist. How long have you studied piano, George?
Since I was 11, Major, caddying made it possible for me to pay for my first lessons.
Mm-hmm. What other work have you been doing?
I've delivered groceries, newspapers, I've been clerk in a store, and I've also analyzed brass in a chemical laboratory.
Mm-hmm. Well, now, what would you like to play?
the Seventh Hungarian Dance of Brahms.
That's fine. All right, thank you. George Wedberg, Bridgeport boy pianist, he played the Seventh Hungarian Dance of Brahms. And now for the whereabouts of our traveling salesman. The Major Bowes Dance Band and Unit is at the magnificent Balaban and Katz Chicago Theater in Chicago. It opens Friday at the Colonial Theater in last week's Honor City, Dayton, Ohio. During its Buffalo engagement last week, more than twice as many persons attended the theater as any other week in the last 3 years. That's a fine start for the new season. We're correspondingly elated. Pacific Coast Unit is in Baker, Oregon tomorrow, Wednesday opening Seattle, Washington for a week at the Palomar Theater. Major Bowes Amateurs steaming down the Ohio River on the Goldenrod, Augusta, Kentucky, New Richmond, Ohio, Constance, Kentucky, then into Indiana, Lawrenceburg, Aurora, Rising Sun, next Sunday, Patriot. Number 12's in Michigan, Munising, Sault Ste. Marie, Mackinac Island, Sheboygan. Next Sunday, Traverse City, the cherry capital. And to the mayors and civic bodies and friends and well-wishers, I send sincere thanks for their kind messages and interesting souvenirs. And next to the bat is David Barrett. David Barrett, boy soprano from Philadelphia. His application states, I am a choir boy in the Church of the Holy Child. Father McGinley thinks your audience might like to hear me sing Panis Angelicus. And indeed, I'm sure Father McGinley's right. Do you enjoy singing in the choir, David?
Yes, sir, very much. And Mr. Bonsbach, our professor, teaches us music.
Mm-hmm. Are you an altar boy also?
No, sir, just a choir boy.
Which would you rather be?
I think an altar boy is higher, sir.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's being very modest, David. Any good boy might be an altar boy, but not every boy can sing soprano. Very well, we'll hear you sing Panis Angelicus. You want to hug him, this lovely boy. soprano from Philadelphia. Telephone is Bridgeport 21122, New York, Murray Hill 89933. David Barrett, boy soprano, and it brings back memories because I was a boy soprano at his age, too. Ann Erdman from Brooklyn, New York, popular songs. Have you studied voice?
Nothing to talk about, Major.
All right, then we won't talk about it. What work do you do?
I'm a waitress in a restaurant. I used to do ushering. There's more money in waitressing.
Is there much to learn?
You're on the floor 3 days. You're on your own 3 days.
I see. After that, you make your own way,
Yes, that's it.
Which do you consider more important in a waitress, personality or skill? I mean, a patron's apt to appreciate prompt, neat, cheerful service, isn't he?
Oh, yes.
But he also enjoys being served by a pretty girl with a pleasant smile. Now, which would you say is to be preferred, skill or personality?
Well, Major, I'll tell you this. Skill earns the patron's gratitude, but personality gets the tips.
Well, I'm glad I asked, but I know this. Your income tax is going to annoy you greatly. Well, that's by way of saying she's a terribly pretty girl. What's your song?
You're not the kind.
I wish I could be sure which kind I'm not. All right. The title is You're Not the Kind.
For you're not the kind of a man for a girl like me. 'Cause I'm just a song and a dance, you're a symphony. Oh, you say that you never would doubt me. Well, I'm telling you, you'd be much better off without me. 'Cause I'm just the kind of a girl who could never play fair. And you're just the kind of a man who'd be on the square. It's so hard to let you go, but it's only because I know that you're not the kind of a man for a girl like me.
All right. All right, Ann Erdman, Brooklyn, New York. Alex Novell, or Novelli, Novelle, harmonica soloist from Lodi, New Jersey. How old are you, Alex?
I'm 19, Major.
19. And what's your work?
Well, I have worked as a dyer in silk mills and pick and shovel on woodwork.
And anything else?
Well, I would like to make good as far as the harmonica is concerned.
I see. Well, I don't blame you. That's quite understandable. What do you want to play?
Nola.
All right. That's not an easy one. Alex Novell. Alex Novell from Lodi, New Jersey. Ed Nola on the harmonica, and it seems a pity to have a boy with as much music in his soul as that using a pickle shovel in the county roads. We hope for something better for him. Maybe we can help him. Fred Fassig. F-A-S-S-I-G. Fred Fassig, baritone, When Honey Sings an Old-Time Song. Where are you from, Fred?
I was born in New York City, Major, and I like to sing old-fashioned songs.
Mm-hmm. I think most people enjoy hearing them, too. What do you do for a living?
The only regular job I ever had, I got 20 years ago.
Your mind's been too much on your singing, I suppose. What was that job?
Money order clerk for the express company.
Money order clerk. What have you been doing since?
I haven't been doing anything else since, Major. I still got that job.
Oh, the traitor. He turned on me. Uh-huh. All right. When Honey Sings an Old-Time Song.
Twilight shadows softly fall and sinks the sun to rest. On memories my thoughts recall of days I loved the best. In the gloaming, oh my darling, I hear her sing sweet and low. Oh, Genevieve, sweet Genevieve, the song her mother sang long years ago. The sun shines bright on my old Kentucky home. In fancy I can see the Dixie throne. I sent the perfume rose where the Swanee River flows, when honey sings an old-time song. Oh, carry me back to old Virginia. In fancy I can see the Dixie throne. I sent the perfume rose where the Swanee River flows, when honey sings an old-time song.
All right. The money order clerk brought home the bacon, huh? Fred Fassig. Now we'll hear from Charlie O'Connor, and then we'll give you the telephone bulletin that's just coming.
All of you in Bridgeport and New York have another half hour to telephone us your votes. For Bridgeport and vicinity, call Bridgeport 2-1122. In or near New York City, it's Murray Hill 8-9933. Elsewhere, send a letter or postcard addressed to Chasen Sanborn in care of your own station. And this coming week, whenever you feel the heat, remember how easy it is to cool off with delicious, iced Chasen Sanborn coffee. It's full of rich, cheering flavor because it's made from the choicest coffees in the world. And you get Chasen Sanborn dated coffee right at the peak of its flavor because it's guaranteed fresh by our dating plan and rapid delivery system. With this system, expensive containers are unnecessary. So we pack Chasen Sanborn dated coffee in an economical paper bag and save you money. And now you make a double saving. Because of increased sales and resulting economies, this delicious blend is now selling at the lowest price in its history. Get this extra saving. Buy a bag of Chasen Sanborn dated coffee tomorrow.
Thank you, Charlie. Telegram from the Chief Scout Executive in Bridgeport, Connecticut. 253 Boy Scouts are sitting around their campfire listening to this program, and an invitation to attend the Black Rock Centennial Celebration in Bridgeport, which starts on August 7th, wish we might do so. Here's a telephone bulletin. Danny Slick, bass soloist, 1422. Unison Al Emmons, 3777. Catherine Maloney, 504. Leo Day, the musical saw, 3321. Lois Bennett, 1316. Harmon Hyde, 2864. Wichita Lions Quartet, 1207. Mildred Ordner, 416. William Schuster, 214. And George Wedberg, 754. Time flies, but our time together each week of all time flies the fastest. Won't you invite us by your dial next Sunday? Please do. Meantime, let me, for Jason Sanborn, for the amateurs, and for myself, thank you and wish you good evening, friends.
This is the National Broadcasting Company.